Hey everyone, Angelique here. Glad to be back. Today I am going to chat about vaginal or personal lubricants, and I had a Facebook group member ask about, if I had a preference when it came to lubricants, or if I had a favorite lubricant. So I figured I would share all of this with you today. But I want to start by dispelling one myth when it comes to lubricants, and that is that it is just for older women or elderly people, and that is in no way true whatsoever. You know, people can find benefit from using lubricants at any age, and people use lubricants for different reasons as well. So, for instance, lubricants can become very helpful or handy for individuals that are experiencing dryness for other concerns, and not just because they've gone through menopause. I mean, of course, menopause can be a stage in life where increase in vaginal dryness is a reality, but this is not the only population that could benefit. So, for instance, smokers tend to have a little bit more dryness systemically in the body. If you are struggling with depression and are on medication for depression, or other medications that can also cause dryness, such as antihistamines, or some dermatologic medications can do this. If you find yourself breastfeeding after having a baby, this can also be associated with dryness. So as you can see, there's a variety of people that can benefit from the use of a lubricant. So today, since this is part one of lubricants, I will be discussing more about lubricants on other Facebook Lives, but today I want to really focus on water-based lubricants. So there are different types of lubricants. There are water-based primarily, silicone-based, as well as oil-based. So if we sort of split up lubricants into three categories, those are your main categories. Some of the pros of using a water-based lubricant is that, first of all, it's very accessible. It is probably the most common type of lube out on the market, so there is a plenty to choose from. So that's one pro. Another is that it doesn't tend to be as messy, although I'm a little biased when it comes to that, and I'll explain that in a moment. It's not as messy because it easily washes off the body, the skin, off clothing, off your sheets, unlike some other lubricants such as silicone, where it gets a little messier and it's harder to clean off of fabrics and materials. Water-based lubes are also really safe to use with sex toys, as well as condoms. And water-based lube can also come in slightly different consistencies. So they can come in a thicker sort of gel form, and some that are much more thin, almost more watery, which is what I don't like about water-based lubes, especially in my clinical practice. Using lubes that are a little too thin, a little bit too watery, is just not as effective, I find. But again, everyone has a personal preference. So those are some of the good things about water-based lubes. What are some of the bad things? So because it is so accessible, it doesn't mean every water-based lube is the same quality. So the ingredients can really vary from one water-based lube to another. For instance, some may have glycerin as an ingredient in the lubricant, and glycerin for some people can be very irritating to the body, and some people also find it can become really sticky, so they just don't tend to like that sticky sensation on the skin. And there are some water-based lubricants that also have parabens, and parabens can disrupt sort of hormone balance in some individuals, and there are other issues when it comes to parabens as well. So not the best ingredients in all of the water-based lubes. Something to think about when you are looking to find one to use for yourself. And I guess the last thing when it comes to cons for water-based lubes is that they tend to dry out more quickly compared to silicone and oil-based lubes. So in some circumstances, people may find that they need to reapply a little bit more than oil or silicone-based lubes. Okay, so that's pretty much what I wanted to cover when it comes to a water-based lube. So what's my favorite to use, whether it is with regards to work or play? My favorite is Slippery Stuff. So Slippery Stuff is this lubricant here, and it is great. It is water-based. I love it because it is also both paraben and glycerin free. So if you're concerned about sort of the stickiness or irritation to the skin, this might be a really great option for you. I like it because it is not watery. So if I put some on my finger here, we'll see that it is actually a gel-like consistency. So it's a lot easier to work with, I find, especially when it comes to, like I said, my clinical practice. Okay, it does tend to be a favorite of some of my colleagues as well. And I just need to say, I guess, I'm not endorsing Slippery Stuff. This is just my, personal opinion, and one of the many lubes that I like to work with. So that is it for now. If anybody has any questions, please let me know in the comments, either now or later, and I will be sure to address them. All right, friends, I will see you again soon. Take care.